If you had a time machine and could go back in time to see any movie premiere, what would you pick?
I have a list of movies that I feel like I would love to see the premiere of. Just because watching them now, they're such an abstract piece of film that you're like, only it works because it was the 80s or the 90s or even the 60s. Like, it just works because of that time period. Now, a lot of the films that I love are films that were made and released before I was born, or even released the year that I was born. So I've got an endless list, but there is one behind me that is sticking out with this bright orange casing that I have to rewatch because I don't know how well it holds up. But as an Adam Sandler fan, this little baby, let's see, this little baby, Little Nicky. Like, I get it that the premiere probably wouldn't have been as fun as the movie, but like, I would have just loved to see people's reactions, just the first reactions of them sitting and watching Little Nicky. I remember as a kid, I laughed my ass off. My parents are Sandler fans, so we watched a lot of his movies. But this is one that sticks out the most because it's just so weird. It's pineapples and booby heads, and I just would have loved to just sit in the theater for the first time ever and see how people reacted to this movie. Now, when did it actually come out? So it came out... Why can I not see it on the back of this disc? Give me a second, let me... So it actually came out in 2000. Now, I was probably like 5, 6 years old in 2000s. So I was young enough to remember it, but not young enough to remember the reviews because we didn't pay attention to those as a kid. So that's one movie that I would have loved to see for the first time ever at a movie premiere, even though I was way too young. Let's pick another movie because I have a list. Give me a second. So the other one which I have mentioned that I liked before is Cocktail. Now I was... Why do they not put the dates on the back of these anymore? Give me a sec. I wasn't even born when this came out. This came out in 1988. It's a fun little movie to watch. Again, it's been a while since I've watched it, but I would have loved to have been at the premiere of this because I reckon it would have been a really fun one. And now there's another one, which is kind of a bit controversial with opinions because I loved it as a kid. It was played a lot in my childhood, so I have really fond memories of it. And I know if I show it to you guys are going to be like, ew, I know, but like, when you're a kid, this is the wildest thing you could ever watch. Wild Wild West. Like, I know everybody has bad opinions of it, but like, God. I reckon that premiere would have been so chaotic. Just like robots and cowboys and westerns with sci-fi. Just, I would have loved to just been in that premiere. And now, let's see if I can find when this came out. Came out in 1999. So I would have probably been like 4, maybe 5 years old. Again, I was quite young. It played a lot in my childhood, which is why I love a lot of odd movies. But like, so Wild Wild West, Cocktail, and Little Nicky are all something that I would have loved to see the movie premieres of, loved to see the first reactions of, and just been there to experience it for the first time ever. But you know, growing up with these movies is one thing. So I still got to enjoy that little fact and have a little fun little memories from it, from my childhood. But like, God, it would have been chaotic for these three, and it would have been a blast.